radiant rebels, and welcome to Timelessly Sandy. I'm Sandy, your guide through life after 60, and my charming little Velcro dog is nowhere to be found, so maybe he's not so Velcro after all. What's in my pantry? I'm sharing my cooking essentials with a side of spice and a splash of marsala. If that sounds good to you, hang around, stay till the end, and I will serve up a timeless tip. Are you ready? These things go into my pantry and cannot be left out. First up, big surprise, olive oil. Let's start with olive oil. I really hate to break it to you, but if there's no extra virgin olive oil, they call it EVOO, in your pantry, my Nana would come to your house, cross herself, slam the cupboard, and pretend she doesn't know you. She'd probably say some Italian swear words as well. I use mine like perfume, sort of. A little splash here, a little drizzle there. It goes on everything. Actually, I have a story. Olive oil in a Sicilian home, it's not just for cooking. My Nana would drip a little into a bowl, hold it over my head, and start whispering things I didn't understand. I think she was praying. Anyway, she suspected that someone had given me the evil eye, so she was basically beating the curse out of me with extra virgin olive oil. Makes sense? But you have to remember, the Sicilians are very superstitious. They are so superstitious, it's really a trip living with them. You can't make this stuff up. It was Sicilian magic to them. Honestly, I still don't know how it... Now, I don't know if it worked, but I do have great hair and even better pasta. So, maybe Nana knew something after all. Next up, ta-da! Tomato paste and canned tomatoes. Now that we've got the liquid gold covered, let's talk tomatoes, because no self-respecting Sicilian pantry is complete without both the paste and the can. But not just any tomatoes. You have to understand, they have to be imported from Italy. They have to have the DOP label on them, like this, and it has to say Pomodoro San Marzano or San Marzano tomatoes. They're the only ones. Don't use others. It is wrong. It is against the law in Sicily, I think. I keep mine on hand like they're gold. In summer, Nana would grow her own tomatoes, and I remember this so vividly. She would wander in the garden. Oh, the tomatoes are up to here, you know, all of the different veggies that she would plant, and she had a green thumb. Trust me on this one. Well, the memory of the resulting sauce makes my mouth water, and she knew just how to make it. I can't do it with fresh tomatoes. I don't know what she did, and now it's too late, I guess. And let's get one thing straight. It's sauce, not gravy. Call it gravy, and somebody's Nana is going to show up with swinging a wooden spoon in your driveway. In my family, sauce wasn't just food. It was sacred. This is the ritual. And this was every Sunday. And yes, bakeries were open on Sunday back then. I don't know, in the dinosaur age or somewhere around there. I'd be sent off to the local Italian bakery to fetch a loaf of that golden, crunchy, smells so good bread, the kind you love to tear with your hands, but let's be honest, I never made it home without pulling off the heel and devouring it. Everyone knew the heel was mine. It was an unspoken rule, both heels, I'm spoiled. The moment I walked through the door, the family would crowd me, and it only meant one thing. Mom was about to ladle out little tiny bowls, well, not tiny, but little bowls of sauce, and we'd all sit down with hunks of that basically amazing heavenly bread. I'll tell you, those memories, they really leave an impression in my brain, and a taste in my mouth. Next up, capers and olives. Look at these. Capers are a riot, aren't they? They're so itty bitty. I love them. And olives. They're tiny, but mighty. Capers add a punch. Boom. That'll wake up any dish. Yeah, like veal piccata. These bring the swagger to Sicilian food. Toss them in sauce or eat them straight from the jar. No judgment here. When our family needed olives, we'd head straight to the Italian section of Lawrence, where the vendors kept big barrels of olives just waiting to be scooped up. I was so fascinated as a kid with these big barrels. There were all kinds of olives. They had the briny olives. They had just nice green olives. They had the ones that were all wrinkled. Oh, I'm telling you. And full of flavor, I didn't even mind the pits. Now, this, it needs an entrance. This, or these, I should say, are the queens of the pantry. Salty, bold, and a little dramatic, just like your favorite auntie at a wedding doing the tarantella. Like this, with a napkin. I mean it. I saw it. That's all I have to say about that. But don't make that face when I say anchovies. They're tiny little flavor bombs. You actually don't taste fish. You taste depth. Add them to a sauce, and suddenly you're cooking like Nana. A secret ingredient with no fishy taste. Keep that in mind when somebody says, guess the secret ingredients in my Italian sauce. Next up, all right, these are piling up on me here. Next up, of course, folks, garlic and onions. I mean, if these aren't in your kitchen, we really can't be friends. For now, anyway. I chop, saute, and sass with both of these. There must be an abundance of garlic in every dish, enough to ward off vampires, bad dates, and bland food. So, if your kitchen does not smell like garlic and onions at least once a day, I'm calling the flavor police. And there's such a thing. Next up, here they are. Dried herbs. These are the ones, of course you're going to say, why aren't you using fresh? But here they are. Basil, oregano, parsley flakes. These are my backup singers. Fresh is fabulous, but dried is reliable. And they always show up when the fresh stuff's gone limp in the fridge. They may be dry, but they have flavor for days. Now, the dangerous seasoning. Dangerous. Did I just say dangerous? Anyway, dangerous seasoning. Red pepper flakes. Oh, yes, just a pinch. Unless I am feeling extra spicy. There was a time when I could sprinkle chili flakes all over my pasta, like my Uncle Tony, without a second thought. I loved to be just like Uncle Tony. And one day, I decided to emulate him by taking this lovely jar, or not this specific one, and doing this all over my pasta. Well, the adults had to rescue me, and I had to drink something. Actually, I think somebody actually handed me wine just to get me to stop coughing. Oh, I'm telling you, these days, though, they do me in. And I do miss the taste, but not the heat. Next up, legume. Ah, yes. These little soldiers. The legume. White cannellini beans, lentils, chickpeas. Oh, I always keep them on hand. They're hearty, they're healthy, and full of fiber. Perfect for soups, salads, or any dishes that taste like a nana's nod of approval from heaven. And Mom would saute them up, usually it's chickpeas, saute them in olive oil, garlic, and etc., you know the rest, and make pasta and put them together. It was actually very delicious with Romano cheese on it. It was a staple. It was one of our dinners, at least once a week. All right, now we're at pasta. Of course, pasta. Pasta is love language. And honey, I'm fluent in it. You know homemade is always best. Nana made her own. So, when I first tasted boxed, I thought, who's serving me cardboard? If you would like me to make pasta on a video, the old school Sicilian way, let me know in the comments. I just might roll up my sleeves for you. Next up, very important, I think one of the 10 commandments. I don't know if there are 10. Anyway, sea salt. Always. If you're still using table sauce, darling, we need to talk. Next up, my vinegar. Balsamic. Mwah. I like my acid with a little attitude. A good drizzle over roasted veggies or even strawberries. For salads, nothing but balsamic. It brings just the right touch of tang and tradition. When it comes to vinegar, I pay dearly for my sacred bottle, but I wouldn't dream of cooking without it. Next up, we're getting to the end. Breadcrumbs. Homemade or store-bought, they're the secret to that crispy golden topping that you get on, let's say, veal cutlets, some of the amazing dishes that you have tasted. And if you toast them in a little olive oil in the oven at probably 400 for just a little tiny while, they're amazing. Chef's kiss. The flavor is undeniably amazing. I remember Mom, she would have that concoction. What was it? A cheese grater. And it had like a little handle, and she would, 2-day-old bread, you know, they didn't use preservatives back then. They had they got hard, very hard. So she'd have the Italian bread like this, and then scrape and scrape and scrape, and she'd get all of these breadcrumbs, and then do exactly that. Put them in a pan, olive oil, toast them, and oh my gosh, they were so good. I miss those days. Next up, I'm getting covered by these. Almonds and pine nuts. A Sicilian pantry absolutely needs almonds and pine nuts. Toss them into pasta. Toast them for that perfect crunch. Love crunch. Crunch is my best friend. Or snack on them like a classy squirrel and with impeccable taste, of course. Dried figs or raisins. Dried figs, those little, and raisins, those little sweet bites of sunshine aren't just for snacking. I remember figs at Christmas all the time. The amazing fruits and the figs were there, and I had to eat a lot of the figs. I tossed them into savory dishes too. Trust me, it works. That's the Arabic influence shining through. Because let's face it, Sicily was conquered by just about everyone in the Mediterranean. And thank goodness, because now our food tastes like a delicious history lesson with attitude. So thus, the Mediterranean diet. Sicilians grew up on it. And finally, this is the last one, folks, Marsala wine. Not just for drinking, though. Don't tempt me. But I prefer Chianti. But for sauces and stews, those rich, sultry flavors that make people think you spent all day in the kitchen, even if you didn't, thou shalt not use cooking wine in your food. This is a definite commandment. Thou shalt not use cooking wine in your food. Don't go to the grocery store, go down the aisle, pick up that cooking wine that is in that cooking wine section. If you wouldn't pour it into a glass, don't pour it into your pot. Never cooking wine. Get it? Got it. Please, your dish deserves better. Treat your recipes like guests. Only the good stuff makes the cut. And I promised you a timeless tip. So here we are, the timeless tip. You start with olive oil. Saute, saute, saute. Throw in some garlic till it's just starting to get translucent. Onions, they need to be translucent as well. And then basil, parsley, salt, and pepper. Saute this to perfection. Remember, garlic and onions need to be translucent. This particular combination is laying the foundation for a lot of Sicilian meals. You start off with it. I never knew what Ma was going to cook because she started off with that. And then she would deviate and put stuff in and make the meal. So, soup, side dishes, stew, they all bow down. They all bow down to this golden beginning. If you're enjoying this flavor pack adventure, go ahead. Please, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment, especially if garlic runs in your veins. Don't worry, clicking all those buttons has 0 calories, but it does feed the algorithm and my Sicilian soul. So, my friends, there you have it. My sassy Sicilian staples, straight from my pantry onto your plate. These aren't just ingredients. They're stories, they're memories, and a whole lot of attitude in a jar or a can. What's in your pantry? Did I miss something? If so, drop it in the comments. I'm always up for a good pantry chat. Until next time, stay seasoned and sensational and keep stirring up that joy. Bye for now.